Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. This episode is all about patents and actually a complete destruction of the whole concept if applied to the small inventor like myself. So this whole thing is triggered by my presentation of this sensationally new kind of crossbow bow invention, which really is a repeating bow. So therefore you can take it and cock it and use it as a crossbow or as a normal bow. And then you can aim and shoot, and then you can repeat and keep on shooting while on target, like so. It's great fun actually. People said you need to get this into production, which I agree. This needs to be in production, but they also said please, please, please patent it. But it is idiotic to do so. Here's why. You know, I have been dealing with patents all my professional life. More than 30 years with patent lawyers and patent courts and all that. And let me tell you, patents are great for big corporations, but they're completely useless and can even ruin you if you are a small guy, a small inventor. So let me take you on a ride that I call the complete destruction of patents for small inventors. Let me show you its features. So here is how it usually works. First you need to write the patent application, of course. In theory you can do that by yourself, but don't forget that the quality of that application is most important. If the invention turns out to be a success, it will be contested at some point. If the claims in the application are not legally bulletproof, you will lose. So you have to find the best possible patent lawyers. And here we run into our first big problem. The very best patent lawyers are employed by the big corporations, and you can't hire them. So you go to the second best, those who practice patent law in huge law firms. The ones with really good track records are usually booked out, plus their rates are steep. So you go down the list until you find a patent lawyer who is affordable and has free time for you. As you can imagine, we are not talking top-notch lawyers anymore. Below average is what you get as a small guy, if you are lucky. Then our mediocre lawyer will have to do some research. A patent needs to be new, not obvious to industry insiders, and economically viable. With the instant Legolas, we already run into serious issues here. Stackable arrow magazines have been around for ages. See the Chukonu. Straight draw crossbows? Same thing. Yes, my design is probably better than all those previous models, but what exactly would be the claim in the new patent? To attach it to a compound bow? That's pretty lame. Don't forget that I already showed the first instant Legolas more than 2 years ago. This is called prior art and it prevents patents. But for the sake of the argument, let us assume our below average patent lawyer finds some strong claims. He will now write two things. First, the patent application and his first bill. And there goes like 6 months of Google AdSense income. And then you wait. It usually takes 2 years before a patent is granted, which means you either have to sit on your butt and do nothing, or you go into production anyway, with the risk that your patent won't be granted. Very hard to find investors at that stage. Chances are the patent office will have complaints. Then your patent lawyer will reply until things are clear and the application is final, which the lawyer will celebrate by writing the next fat bill. Now let us assume the patent will be granted and you start to promote your product. Copycats will spring up fast. Now if those copycats are from China, then there is not much you can do. China won't enforce the patent, so people will be able to order the copied product from AliExpress directly from there. If you are lucky, customs may be able to seize 1% of those counterfeit instant Legolas devices. Even copycats from the US or the EU are not under your control. Let us assume a US company called PS Metoy brings out a product called Instant Anderson, blatantly infringing your patent, although I like the name. So your lawyer writes them a letter with the headline "Cease and Desist Notice." This means you are telling them you hate their behinds and they better stop stealing your patented idea. But guess what? They know that already, since they used your patent application as their set of blueprints. They also have patent lawyers, probably ones that are better than yours. Those guys will immediately challenge your patent, citing all those Shukonu and Gastrophytes arguments. Your lawyer will now secretly be excited, as for him, the real money will flow in from now on. And guess what? If you lose, you will have to pay the patent lawyers of P.S. Madhoy, plus of course the cost of the court. Even if you can convince the court that you are right, this will take years. Extremely expensive years, by the way. Since P.S. Madhoy has much more money than you, in the end at some point you will have to give up. Your business is probably dead anyway, since your money and energy was spent in court, not in your operations. Look at one of my idols, Mr. Charles Goodyear. He invented one of the most important things ever, vulcanized rubber. Without it, we would not have powerful engines, since there's no O-rings, no cars, because there's no rubber tires, and no slingshots, of course. He was the number 6 individual who was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 1976, but he died as a pauper, after spending all his money for legal fees in order to defend the patent. 40 years later, the Goodyear company even stole his good name. Things haven't changed since then. So no, I won't file a patent. My strategy is to find a manufacturer who will actually produce it, so I can also sell it in my store, and hire me for promotion, which I think I'm worth every penny. So let's see if that can happen. I hope so. I think there is enough demand anyway. I definitely saw it in your guys' reactions. So that's it for today. Sorry if I shattered your dreams about filing a patent and becoming rich, because it won't happen. Thanks and bye-bye.